Hey, Amalia here with Karmic Kindness with today's Wednesday Wisdom. So, I was thinking about how in our lives we often find ourselves in a situation where we've agreed to do something or we've agreed to go somewhere. And when the time comes, we're no longer in alignment with or no longer feeling like it's the best thing for us. So we've changed our mind or we've had a change of heart around whatever that is. And what do we do in that situation? Another aspect of that would be in a time when someone asks something of us and we just don't have the bandwidth for it. We just can't seem to pull ourselves out of where we are because we've got our own shit that we're dealing with to help someone with their shit. And what I find so interesting about this is that if you think back in your life, those times where someone asked something of you and you really just didn't want to do it. I mean, and I know that has happened in your life at some point. Someone said, "Oh, hey, do you want to go out to the movies or do you want to grab dinner?" And really you're exhausted and you just want to go home, or you just don't feel like it. You just would rather go and spend time with your significant other than going out to dinner with a girlfriend or grabbing a beer with a guy friend. And it's not anything personal against them, it's just where you are in that moment. And how many of us actually are honest and say, I'm not feeling it. I um, I I'm going through some stuff right now. I don't have anything more to give right this minute. I really need to just kind of stay within and be with me. And instead, we make these little white lies. We say, oh, I can't. I've already made an obligation. Oh, I can't. I have to go home and feed my kids, and my husband can't do it. I can't because blah, 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 blah. And so sometimes we're honest and sometimes we're not. And it depends on where we are in our lives and what the situation is. But what if we all just shared from the heart exactly where it is that we were and what it is that we were able to do? And the reason I bring this up is because I was put in a situation like this recently where I was invited to celebrate a friend's birthday, and I was had my head wrapped around what it was and the time commitment and what we were doing, and then the plan changed and it was no longer what it was going to be before, and it was something I felt a large resistance to, and I was going through my own personal things and I just didn't feel like that sort of group environment in this way where it was a lot of people that I didn't know, and normally that doesn't bother me, but their energy and my energy of when I was already feeling really depleted was going to be too much. And I had to really sit with that for a while and be with how I felt, and then find a way to express how I felt in the most loving and compassionate and honorable way to my friend whose birthday it was. To be able to honor my needs while also honoring the commitment that I made and the celebration of her. So I basically told her that I was just in a place where I didn't feel that I could be in that environment with that many people. It was going to be too much, but I really, really wanted to celebrate her and that we would do something together to celebrate her. And so being able to express your needs and be able to express what you are feeling and what you're able to give, it lays the foundation in all your relationships to be able to show up authentically as yourself, and to know that the people who honor you in return by allowing you to express yourself in that way and by not getting creating some sort of divide between you by you honoring yourself and expressing yourself. They could still be upset and disappointed, of course, but do they hold that a grudge? Do they constantly bring that up again? Because really, if that's a place where you feel that there's this super high expectation of you and that you can't ever seem to really meet it without depleting yourself or taking from you, then it's in my opinion, at least for me, a relationship that I would really sit with and contemplate and get to a place of understanding and peace around what I'm able to give and what I'm able to be okay with receiving from that relationship. Do I walk away from an interaction with someone feeling full and feeling bubbly and exuberant, or do I walk away feeling exhausted and depleted and like that was a one-way street? Something to consider going forward. And on that same vein, if you are interested in having a deeper, much deeper understanding around relationships in your life, around the people that you attract to you, about why you attract those people, and about the relationship you have with yourself, with the outside world, with a divine and higher power, I invite you to join me on the Venus retreat, which is based on the gene keys. If you're not familiar with the gene keys, I will link a video so that you can learn a little bit more about that before deciding to take the leap. If you sign on and you sign on through my personal link, I will be sharing with you some really awesome, it simplifies this process so much. I wish that I had this when I first embarked on my Gene Keys Venus sequence journey, which is where I took my first dive into the Gene Keys. These sheets that really help you understand what's going on and breaks it down for you. The online retreat is amazing. The community there is incredible. The teachers are unparalleled, and you will have an understanding beyond words as to how you operate within your love relationships. And that could be love relationships of all kinds, not just those romantic ones, even business relationships. And we will also be meeting in community with those who sign on with me in a small group setting to really hone in on any questions or any areas of maybe where you're just unsure about something and you need a little bit of a different perspective. And we'll be able to talk very freely with one another in these small groups to hone in on those aspects, like I said, but also to open up your heart. It is the Venus sequence. Open your heart to the possibilities of love in a completely different way and have a deeper understanding around how you've closed your heart over time to protect yourself. So there'll be information about that below. There will be a link for you to find the Gene Keys. And for now, just think about being able to say what it is that you feel, being able to express your needs and your boundaries with people, and making it a place where that becomes the normal way of being for you. That's just part of who you are. And watch how the people around you begin to change. It's almost like by you doing it, you give them permission to as well. And isn't that so much easier than all of this like going around to get to the middle? Just go straight in and start with that truthful, honest place and let people know where you are and what you need. So if this has been at all valuable to you and you feel this may be of benefit to someone else, please do like, comment, and share. It means so much to me to be able to support you in that way. Remember, we learn from one another. It's a beautiful journey we're on together.